Hi guys! In this week's question, we want to make h the subject of the equation. Recall that an equation is like a seesaw with the equal sign as the pivot point between the left-hand side of the equation and the right-hand side of the equation. Remember that whatever we do on the left-hand side must also be done to the right-hand side to maintain the equality of both sides. Now we're ready to solve our question. In this question, we want to make h the subject, but we see that there is 2 pi multiplied to our expression involving h. This means that in order to make h the subject, we have to remove the 2 pi by dividing both sides by 2 pi. We then notice that there is a square root attached to our expression involving h, so we need to remove that as well in order to isolate h. Recall that the opposite operation of square root is square, so we square both sides of the equation. Now we notice that we have h in both the numerator and the denominator. If we want to make h the subject, then h cannot be in the denominator. Remember that h written in the denominator is the same as dividing by h, so to remove that, we use the opposite operation of multiplication and multiply both sides of the equation by h square. Now we're almost there, but we have h on both sides of the equation. To make h the subject, h has to only be on one side of the equation, so we remove the h square from the right-hand side by subtracting both sides by h square. Now that all the terms containing h is on one side of the equation, we then factorize out h square because that is the only variable we want. Dividing both sides by whatever we don't want, and simplifying, we end up with h square on one side of the equation. Finally, we want only to make h the subject, so to remove the square, we square root both sides. Note that square root always comes with a plus or minus sign, so h is equal to plus or minus square root of 4 pi square g square over t square minus 4 pi square. Did you get the same answer? See you in next week's question.